All right, finally, will any player break the regular season rushing yards record of over 2,105.5 yards? Plus 700 if you're taking yes. Geoff, like, who could do it? Anyone?
Well, I mean, look, Derrick Henry came within like 100 yards of this, under 100 yards of this last year. I'm actually a little surprised that we're getting plus 700. Look, it's a big ask. I get it. I mean, we got 17 games. It's Tennessee so far in front by week 17 that they just sit Henry. But we're talking about like one of the most durable backs we've ever seen in the NFL over the last couple decades in Derrick Henry, a guy who is just an absolute, man among men. I mean, it's ridiculous how oversized and how just durable he is. So yeah, I think this is the odds here just add up. You've also, on top of Henry, Dalvin Cook in 14 games, 1,550 yards. I don't like him for the touchdown hit, but I mean, I think the Vikings are going to go absolutely heavy on him this year. I think he's going to have a big year. So I am interested in this one. I think the odds are a little too juicy here not to take a little piece of this. I think this is absolutely doable for Henry. You need the Titans to stay competitive in a competitive race, though, right up to the end.
Ooh, Kenny, are these odds a little juicy for you?
They are. I think multiple players could break this record. I think this is going to be the year of the running back. I think that Derrick Henry has a good chance, as Geoff mentioned, but I'm looking down at a guy who you could even bet him to lead the league in rushing, and I think you get insane odds. How about Jonathan Taylor? He was 8th in the league in total carries last year. He started only 13 games. He played only 15, and he had 232 carries. He did manage to go almost to 1,200 yards with them. And look, I know that they do have Nyheim Hines and some interesting guys in that backfield, but it seems for all the world that Jonathan Taylor is just going to continue to get fed the rock. That worked for them the second half of the season. It was the reason why the Colts are one of the most imposing teams in the AFC. I think it was going to be a big year for the Colts. The injury concerns that we had in the preseason are no longer a thing. It seems like everyone's supposed to be healthy for week 1. So, yeah, I think that Jonathan Taylor could have an absolute monster season here. And really, the Colts, they have some interesting receivers. They have Carson Wentz, but I think their game plan is just going to be run.
AJ, how do we feel about this one? And do you feel like multiple guys could break this?
I do think it's possible. I shout out to Kenny for the Wisconsin Badger love there. But, I lean with Geoff. I think Derrick Henry's the guy to watch here. And for my part, I think you double down. You take your plus 700 on that, double down on him, plus 350 for him to lead the league in rushing right now. As Kenny mentioned, Jonathan Taylor's plus 900. That's another intriguing option. And I wouldn't even sleep on a Christian McCaffrey plus 1,000 to lead the league in rushing. I think he'll be motivated after missing out last year. I'm not concerned about any sort of, lingering impact there. So there's a number of guys that I think could do it and some really good odds that you can get to lead the league in rushing on the DK Sportsbook.